Hello, fellow astro imagers and friends of the night sky. My name is Ed Overstreet, and I kind of haphazardly manage a YouTube channel called the Night Sky Imager. Most of what I do a few training tutorials using PixInsight and SharpCap and Sequence Generator Pro, but for the most part, I just like to go live and share my screen and show folks what I'm looking at. So today we're on the sun. I'm kind of picking up where I left off 2 days ago when I did some live sun imaging. Yesterday clouds just stopped it, but we have a sunspot that's moving across the surface of the sun as it rotates, and so it is in an ideal position, and I've been imaging for about an hour, and I thought no better time to go live than right now. So let's head over and let me share my screen and show you what I'm looking at. Okay, folks, we're there, and we've got, let me reassess my reticle, reassign or reposition my reticle. Just 1 second. No crosshairs. I want to do it. And now single crosshair. And what I want to do is move my mount, and I'm going to do that. It needs to move east just a little bit, and then I need to move it south. I'm positioning the crosshairs in the center of the sunspot, which helps auto stacker it, and well, it doesn't help auto stack it as much as it helps the align software IMPPG, which aligns the stack of images. So I'm going to knock off 1,000 frames. I'm manually exposing these frames. I'm not using the automatic features in SharpCap because I am so far off being polar aligned. I just eyeballed it. I did some work on the mount platform yesterday, and I had the tripod moving every which way. And my other two telescopes that are in my backyard observatory are seated in 3 cubic yards of concrete each. They're piers, and they aren't movable. But that tripod that I have the solar scopes on has been bumped, moved, and so I am seeing all kinds of drift, and I'm having to. Actually, it's been this way for several days. I can't blame it on working on the platform, but I just didn't bother to come home last night when I got in. It was kind of late, and do a polar alignment with it. So at any rate, I'm going to move it over to the north, nudge it just a bit, and see if I can't get the crosshairs right in the center of that black spot. And what I'm doing is I'm taking 1,000 frames, and let's do a quick capture of 1,000 frames. I'm taking frames at the rate of 130 frames per second. It's about done. I'm down here in the bottom left, and it has finished. And I've already, in that 1 10-second interval, I've already drifted. The mount has drifted east, so I need to hit the west controller and bring it up, and it's gone too far. It doesn't take much to move these mounts, and I need to go north. And I kind of like waiting a few seconds anyway between captures, because I'm going to put this into a time lapse, which is the whole purpose of doing these repeating 1,000 frame images. Okay, let's go now. We're going to have to nudge it east just a tad, and then we have to go south again. There's so much backlash and deck that going north and south takes so many pulses to get the mount moving. Then I usually overshoot it and have to do the same thing coming back. It's a bit of an aggravation, but it's a low-end mount. It's a Celestron Advanced AVX mount. They're good little mounts. It's just not a high precision mount. And again, I've knocked this thing well away from. I've eyeballed it. It's in the daytime, and I pointed to where I thought the North Star would be. And actually, it's probably as good as it was before I bumped it. But you're looking at the sun live. And this is the sunspot that's been moving across the surface of the sun from our perspective as the sun rotates. Let's knock off another 1,000. And my plan is to image live for another 10 or 15 minutes, but I'm also going to continue doing this time lapse until about 1. I'm going to do about 3 hours of this. If the clouds leave me alone, and we have a tendency, or the weather has a tendency in our neck of the woods to start creating some fluffy white clouds about noon. I don't care how clear they are in the morning, which is the best time for me to get sun images. About noon, I usually get bombarded with some clouds, passing clouds, and I just shut it down then. So I'm going to go to the time of transit, which is like 1:10, or clouds. I'll stop when either one of those occur, whatever occurs first. Okay, I'm going to bump this thing east, south just a little bit, and then we're going to go west just a little bit. There we go. We're back in center. Let's knock off another 1,000. Again, I mentioned I'm running at 130 frames per second. Let's go west just a tad. Do it again. I actually went down. All right. Let's knock off another 1,000. We're imaging the sun live from Spartanburg, South Carolina. This is the 12th day of October, and hopefully tonight we're going to have some clear skies. I have a photo shoot at 5 o'clock this afternoon, and then when I'm finished with that, I'm headed home, and I'm going to run 2 telescopes tonight. I also plan to go live. So let's move them out west again just a tad, and north. Not too far. Let's go east. Now let's nudge it a tad bit north. Come on, backlash. Also, the mount is tracking its sidereal, and the sun has a solar rate that differs from the lunar rate, that differs from the planetary rate, that differs from the sidereal rate. So it depends on what you're imaging. When you're, I'm just manually guiding this myself and babysitting the mount, which you kind of enjoy doing. Kind of breaks the monotony. And about every 15 minutes, I look to see if I can get a better focus. I use Moonlight electronic focusers so that I can't go outside. I'm going to show you the telescope kit real quick that I'm using. There it is. And I'm imaging right now with the one on the bottom, which is the Astrotech 65 EDQ, and it's a has the green thing attached to it is the electronic focuser, and then there's the Quark chromosphere that attaches to the AZI 174 camera. And that's what we got going on. All right, let's head back to the sun, and let's knock off another 1,000. Alrighty, as soon as this finishes, we're going to nudge this thing down east a little bit, and then south a little bit. Here we go, backlash. I just got the backlash out of going north. I think we did it. Uh-oh. We have just lost our control of the map. So whenever something like that happens, and look, clouds have just come in. Oh, I'm getting bombarded. Well, I thought they were going to leave me alone until around noon. Obviously, that's not the case. So I'm going to go ahead, since I'm having these issues with the mount, and those who have watched me do this before, I've always had a little ASCOM controller up here that I position at the upper left. It's so much easier for me to use, and that stopped performing. So I think that in and of itself is a culprit, the cause. I already took my flat frames earlier before I even got started, so I may have enough to go ahead and complete the time lapse, but at any rate, that's kind of where we are. And let me see if it's possible for me to find, where did I put, hang on a minute, I'm thinking, and thinking. Hang on. Let me see if I put it here. October. This was my last Saturn that I did. But I was looking for yesterday, or the 12th, the sunspot that I did. Where did I put that? Doggone it. It's terrible when I can't remember where I just put something. And I thought I saved it to my desktop, but I sure can't find it. I know I did, because I was going to upload it to my I am continuing to look for well, I won't drag this out. No, not that. Okay, well, at any rate, I can't remember where I saved this, and I would have it. Let me see if it's. No, it's on. Well, guys, I'm going to go ahead and say adios to you. I'm going to go restart everything outside and see what the clouds are looking like. But I'll end live session. Thank everybody for stopping by, and if you are so inclined and can remember or think to do so,